Hey everybody, it's Wendy. Welcome. Today I have a really fun Glimmer birthday bunny card for you. And I want to warn you, I'm actually sitting in my car recording this video and I have my dogs with me. And they're insisting on whining and growling and being ornery about everything they see outside. So if you hear a bunch of little rumblings in the background, that's what it is. We're going to use the Celebrate Today stamp set, the cute basket bunch stamp set, balloon pop-up dies. I'm using the 2 balloons here. The basket builder dies. And then I have a lot of inks that I'm going to use. The Memento Tuxedo Black ink because I'm going to do some Copic coloring. I've got Bermuda Bay, Sweet Sugar Plum, Mint Macaron, Smoky Slate, and Basic Gray ink. And then I've got Copic markers. I'm going to show them to you here on the screen so you can look at the numbers. And I've got several other supplies here that we're going to use. The main thing though is the new Glimmer paper that I'm using from Stampin Up. This is not a Stampin Up product. This foam tape is something you can get on Amazon, and I'll have the link to that on my blog. I've got white baker's twine and stamping sponges, some cardstocks, and then here's the Glimmer paper. It's gorgeous. This is a new Stampin' Up! Product that's being released next week, February 21st, and you cannot purchase it. You can only get it free with a $50 order. So in this little 6x6 pack are 4 sheets of Bermuda Bay, 4 sheets of Sweet Sugar Plum, and 4 sheets of Mint Macaron. So really beautiful Glimmer paper, and I'm going to use some of it today to create a card for you. Okay, we're going to start out with this 1.5 inch strip. It's 1.5 inches by 5.5 inches. And I'm using Bermuda Bay ink to do some ink blending on this strip to give this strip some color. Now I'm going to I've sped the camera way up. Wouldn't it be nice if you could actually move this fast? I'm going to use the 3 colors that are of the Glimmer paper that I just showed you. So I've used Bermuda Bay first, and now I'm using the Sweet Sugar Plum, and then I'm going to use the Mint Macaron. Now, when I'm ink blending these, I'm using a very light touch. That means I'm barely pushing down on the sponge, and I just continue to go over it and over it and over it and over it so that it will build color on top of this piece of Whisper White cardstock. So I'm blending and blending and blending and blending in order to get all of these colors blended nicely together and use this piece of cardstock for an accent piece. Then I'm going to move on to my stamping and die cutting. So I'm stamping this sweet little bunny in Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and then I'm going to color the bunny with some cool gray markers from Copic. These are Copic markers. These are not sold by Stampin' Up. You can purchase Copic markers at a lot of different places. They're just one of the coloring mediums that I really enjoy using. And so I try to use them every once in a while. This little bunny just seemed like he needed Copic coloring to me because I wanted to have him have a really soft kind of gray and white coat. And so I'm going in with a C1, a C3, and a C5, and then just blending back all the colors as I go, leaving kind of a lot of white space on his face and on his tummy. When you color something and you want it to look white, it's actually good to add some gray to it, and that helps the image look white. So I'm going in here and just adding darker tips to the ears, darker tips to the tips of his fingers and to the bottoms of his feet. And then I'm going to go in and add pink to the ears as well. And I just have to tell you while I'm coloring this is an absolute miracle of miracles, okay? I'm in the car, and I have little dogs, and so they're just ornery, quirky, weird little things. And I'm sitting here and I'm all stressed out because I'm like, I'm going to record this video while I'm in the car, and my daughter's in art class, and I have this little boy walk by just now while we're talking, and he insists on stopping and knocking on the window of my car. And my sweet dogs held it together as I snapped at them behind me to keep them from barking. And they didn't bark. I'm so proud of them. You have no idea how proud I am of these dogs, because normally that would have caused my dogs to go insane. So God must be smiling on me. My doggies must know that they cannot bark and go completely nutso in the middle of me recording this video. They're being so good. So anyway, I just had to share that with you because it's real time action happening here. I have to multitask a lot. And so that requires me sometimes to record a video and then later voice over it from a different destination. And that's what I'm doing today. And so I just think it's hilarious that, and then this mom and this son could literally continue to just keep walking back by my car. And I'm thinking any minute, these dogs are going to lose their minds. Okay, so I'm almost finished up here with my bunny. I'm coloring the bow tie. I colored the bow tie with an R55 and an R57. And then I'm just adding a little bit of light pink with an R10 to the ears, insides of the ears and the nose. And that just kind of finishes off my bunny. Then I'm going to do some fun stamping for my sentiment. So I really wanted this to have the look where I had this really bold background image, but it was really faint. And then I wanted a very scripty sentiment to go over the top. So I stamped in smoky slate off on my grid paper once, and then onto the cardstock the word happy. And then I am stamping in basic gray the word birthday right over the top of the happy. And so it's just kind of got this fun sentiment going on. And I have to say, I looked all through my stamp sets before I found a stamp set that was going to work for me. And that was the Celebrate Today. And it just ended up being the perfect stamp set for this card. It's like the perfect width, and I don't know, it came together really, really nice. So now I'm just trimming off the excess here. I couldn't tell you what size this is, to be honest with you. What I did with this, and I do this sometimes, is I stamped first, trimmed later. I didn't worry about um, I didn't worry about the width or the size of the cardstock prior to doing the stamping. Then I'm going in with my scissors and I'm trimming a little fishtail out of the end here, where the happy birthday ends. I don't know if you guys can hear Molly whining in the background. She's whining and crying because she sees the kids playing on the mountain and she desperately wants to be outside playing with them. I would totally let them both outside to go play, but the people have big dogs where we're at. Okay, so now I'm using the adorable little framelits that go with this stamp set. And by the way, you can get this bundle in the Occasions catalog for like, I want to say it's $46. So really close to spending enough to get a celebration item. So you could get that and another little item, and you would be at your $50 purchase to get free card kits from me, free celebration item, plus the 12 free tutorials that I give out. Okay, so I'm using the foam adhesive here on the back of the cardstock to put down strips to pop up this one little strip. I am gonna trim this piece of foam tape in half, and then I removed the release paper on the back and added this to the front of the card. Super, super, super simple and fun. And I'm using basic gray cardstock. I'm sure you can see. The basic gray cardstock is cut at 4¼ by 11 inches and then folded in half at the 5½ inch to make a A2 size card. Okay, so sorry this is a long video, but this card had a lot of steps. So now I've already pre-cut these balloons out with Glimmer paper because I really didn't think that you needed to see how I did that. So I thought I would go ahead and just pre-cut those. I'm laying down the balloons on the strip here that is kind of popped up away from the basic gray. And I'm just going to kind of arrange them in a balloon bouquet fashion. I don't really have any mega plan or agenda here as far as how I'm laying them down. I just thought, oh, I'll kind of stagger them around to give them some interest. And then once I get those laid down, I'll be able to add the strings and the bunny. Okay, while I'm doing that, I wanted to just share with you, I am going to be hosting my first creative rally next week on my team Facebook group. My team Facebook group means that you're part of my team. And basically, I'm inviting everybody to be part of it that wants to be part of it. I sent out an email last week. If you're not part of my email group, you may not have received that email. And you can be part of my email list by simply going to my blog and signing up at the top of the page. And so I just want everyone to have a sneak peek into this first event and see what it's like. And if they're interested, they can stick around by purchasing the Stampin' Up! Starter Kit and becoming a team member. And if you're not interested, that's it. You would just hang out for the event, and then if you weren't interested, you would just not purchase the kit. So that's the scoop with that. I've had some questions about it, and I thought I would clarify. Okay, so I'm gonna add this little bunny rabbit here by adding some Tombow mono adhesive and putting it down. I love this glue. This is one of my very favorite glues, I think, ever. It's super, super strong when it dries, and if you let it air dry without attaching it to anything, then it becomes like tacky but not permanent sticky, and so you can use it for lots of different things. It's kind of handy. Okay, so you see that I put a clear block on top of those little glimmer balloons, and that's just to hold them in place and let them stick down really good before I finish this card off. I'm adding the sentiment down here, just sticking out underneath the little strip that I ink blended. And then I'm going to add all of my strings. Okay, so what I did to add the strings is pretty simple. I had some thin Whisper White baker's twine that you can get from Stampin' Up. It's really inexpensive. And I'm just trimming 3 pieces, and I'm going to put a dot of glue right up at the base of each of the balloons. And I'm going to attach the thread there at the balloon base, and then just kind of let the thread hang from there down and let that kind of sit and dry while I work on making bows to go on the base of each balloon. Now I'm going to show you how I created one of the bows, but I'm not going to make all 3 of the bows just because it's really time consuming, and I had already completed this card prior to doing a video for you. So I'll show you the completed card after I get this part finished here and after I tie my first bow. But I really want to show you this little bow trick. It's really, really, really simple and cute. I learned it at a leadership event that I just attended. I went to Michigan for a leadership event and I attended that. And so I learned this really cute trick that you can do with twine. And I don't know why I never thought of it before, but it's such a super cute and fun idea. Basically, you just, instead of cutting 1 piece of twine, you cut 2 pieces of twine. And you're going to cut them and then you tie a bow with them together. So it like doubles up your bow, or your, not the thickness. It just gives it extra interest. That's the only way I can describe it. So I'm tying a little bow here. And now you can see why I'm not doing all 3 on video, because the minute I do one on video, it's like this epic disaster. So I have this thing about tying bows on video with you guys. It just never works out well for me. So I try to avoid it at all costs. But I wanted to do this one because I just really wanted you to see how cute it was and how simple it was to tie. So I'm just making it really tiny and pulling on the loops and then pulling them down again. And you really kind of have to fuss with this. It's not something that you can just quickly do and throw down. Or at least not me. I don't know. Maybe you can, but I can't. So I'm just kind of fussing with it to get the bow the right size. And then I'll be able to trim off the excess and attach it to the bottom of one of my balloons. Okay, so that's everything. Ah, this is a long video for you guys. I talked and talked and talked and talked. And it doesn't help that I'm all stressed out about my dogs barking and whining and people going by my car. And earlier when I had to ended up stopping the video and start recording again because I had a lady come up to my car and ask me to move my car. I tell you what, this was a labor of love, this video. Anyway, I'm glad you hung around and put up with me for it, and I want to show you the beautiful finished project. Look at this. How stinking cute is that, I ask you? Ta-da! Finally finished, and it is adorbs. Totally adorbs. I want to make a whole bunch of these now to give to everybody. Okay, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you want to see other videos from me, you can click on either one of the videos that you see here on the screen. And if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can just click my little round face and you will be subscribed. And that's it for me. I'll see you on Wednesday with another card video, and I hope that you're having an amazing day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.